Hey Didn't Knowers, welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to share this with you. There are times in our lives when we need to make decisions, even when the correct path is unclear. We can only gather as many facts as we can, measure the risks, and use our best judgments and the insights of others to guide us forward. Once we make a decision, we have to be willing to stick to it. We cannot allow fear and second guessing to derail us. Instead of focusing on the what-ifs, concentrate on the task at hand and the steps needed to be successful. Today, Didn't Know brings you a story which will tell you just how important it is that in times of uncertainty, no matter what life throws at us, we should stick to our plans and goals. If you find this idea of disciplining your thoughts in turbulent times effective, don't forget to show us the love by hitting the like button and subscribing to Didn't Know. Almost 11 months ago, Tina was facing an important decision. A career crossroads that, depending on its outcome, would greatly affect her professional future. While her family was relocating, Tina decided to stay behind in the big city for her career and was moving out while trying to find a place to live and a job at the same time. She knew she would be on her own now. She had refused all sorts of financial help from her parents to give herself enough motivation to find a job or jobs sufficient enough for her to take care of herself. While the constant rejections from the various organizations she had applied were letting her down and constantly derailing her from her goals and dreams, she mustered enough morsel of strength to hold on each time that happened. One day, Tina got a call from a private school for an interview. She had applied for a job on a whim, desperate to get work, whether or not it was directly related to her field. She had assumed that looking at her educational background, they would not call her. When she went to meet the head of the school, the principal after her interview said, "We understand that you may be concerned as to why we called you since the job description doesn't quite relate to your background. The truth is that recently opened up our doors to cater to the educational needs of special children so they can feel a more inclusive part of the society and to create more empathy amongst our student body. We need someone just like you to be part of our initiative." Tina was baffled. "What do you mean?" The principal said, "Well, these kids with special needs, apart from a specialized educational curriculum, will also require other integrational therapies which can help them function better in this new environment." Tina was a bit apprehensive but excited about this opportunity, as it will give her a chance to venture and maybe flourish in an area which many this early in their profession do not get a chance to set a precedent for. The pay wasn't bad either, enough to give her a push in the right direction. She thanked the principal and accepted the offer. The following month, her parents relocated and she found a small place to rent. She worked hard with her colleagues, coming up with strategies and working on these kids diligently. One day, a mother of a child approached Tina. The mother said, "I heard you are a therapist and you work on making integrational therapies for our kids." Tina replied, "Yes, ma'am." The mother, "Why haven't you ever thought of working in a hospital or clinic specialized in this? Wouldn't that be much more beneficial for your career?" Tina was a bit hesitant at first, afraid of how she should respond to this, but then said, "I am a fairly fresh graduate. The clinics and hospitals prefer a much more experienced professional." To this, the mother said, "I take my kid in the evenings for his therapy sessions at a clinic, and the head therapist there is looking for an assistant she can train under her so that they can admit more kids. Here is her number. I will tell her about you and you should give her a call." The mother of the child handed Tina the card and left while Tina was still processing the news with a stunned expression on her face. She couldn't believe that there was even a chance that she'd wanted for so long could come true. She called the head therapist and took the job. Soon after finding a suitable replacement for her position at the school, Tina said her goodbyes and joined the clinic. From there, she was sent for training at 2 renowned hospitals to learn new skills and increase the knowledge she had acquired. She got a pay raise, was working at 2 jobs at the same time, found herself a roommate, and moved into a much bigger apartment. All along, she kept her living simple and on a budget. After a while, she started looking for opportunities in other countries since she felt it was the perfect time to take her career to the next level, especially since the cogwheels in her head had started rolling. But what worried her was the financial cost of living in another country. One day, while she was discussing her long-term plans with her father said, "We are so proud of how much you have achieved in such a short period. You have learned how to survive in this world while keeping true to your rules, morals, and goals. How disciplined you were through all of it, and never strayed no matter how big the temptation. We'd like to offer you some help now." "What kind of help, Dad?" Tina asked. To which her father replied, "We'd like to offer you a loan to finance your travels abroad. You can pay it all back once you become a big hotshot with your own car and your own house." Tina's father knew she would never accept the money without the prospect of her ever really being able to return it. Tina grew teary-eyed and hugged her dad and thanked him. She was overwhelmed by the thought that her parents believed that she could do the inevitable while sticking to her morals. Anyway, Tina's story in life is still unfolding. At its essence, burning boats represents a point of no return, a psychological commitment to crossing a line you can never turn back from. There is no hedging, no looking over your shoulder. Everything now, all thoughts and efforts, must be focused on succeeding in this new reality. Tina wasn't successful because she took the loan from her dad, moved into a bigger apartment, began working as an assistant to the head therapist, or got hired by the head at the school. Her success was because she made a decision to stay behind, to build her career, to apply for roles that didn't make sense to apply to, and to continue moving forward. Whether you are facing a true crossroad or simply want to achieve great things in your career or personal life, you must approach your decision with a level of commitment that will drive you definitively forward. So, Didn'tKnowers, do you agree with what we had to say? What keeps you motivated every day? We would love to hear it from you in the comments below. And as always, if you didn't know, now you do.